Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Mr. Diwo. This morning I want us to discuss mania under mental health and psychiatry. So if you've not subscribed, subscribe for more YouTube videos and insights. So let's look at the question you are looking at. So we have this question where Messi is brought to a psychiatric hospital amid talking and shouting on top of her voice non-stop. She is also unable to sleep and claims the ownership of Kitwe Teaching Hospital and have some powers. After examination, a diagnosis of mania is made. So the question they are asking us, number one, is to define mania, state 5 predisposing factors of mania, outline 5 clinical manifestations of mania, then to discuss the management of manic patient. Then E, they are asking us to identify 5 problems and nurse them using a nursing care plan. Very interesting question and scenario we have here. So the way it is, or it has come out here, they can either pick part D or part E. So these can never come at once. So they can either give you the management or they can ask you to identify 5 problems and you nurse them using a nursing care plan. So it's very important that you understand the mania in general. So let's get started. Part 1, they're asking us to define mania. What is mania? Mania is a psychological condition that causes a person to experience unreasonable euphoria, very intense moods, hyperactivities, and delusions. So whenever you are defining mania, don't forget the word hyperactivity or overactivity, which is the same as euphoria. Euphoria, you are talking about a feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness. Okay. The other definition you can go, it is where you are going to say mania is a mental condition with distinct periods during which the mood is abnormally and persistently elevated, expansive and irritable. Okay. If you are not comfortable with this definition, you can still go for this other definition, where you can say mania is a mental illness marked by periods of great excitement or euphoria. Then there are some delusions and as well as the overactivities. Now, when you say delusions, these are simply false beliefs or judgments about external realities which somebody has actually been held in. Okay, despite the evidence showing or evidence coming to the contrary. Okay, so these are just simply false beliefs or judgments, okay, about the external realities. So they have a false judgment and false beliefs about what is happening externally to them. Okay. Now, part B, they are asking us to state the predisposing factors. So under predisposing factors, you can pick any of the following. So the following are some of the predisposing factors, since there are no specific causes of mania. Number 1, biological factors. Under biological factors, here we emphasize on genetics. So mania is hereditary in nature. So where we are going to say the first degree relatives with these disorders are more likely to develop this mood disorder than people in general population. So if you are relatives, first degree parents, you are likely to develop mania, okay, than the general public or population. The other one is biochemistry. Now, under biochemistry, research here has shown that those with mania have too much of serotonin or epinephrines. So, if you have too much of these two hormones, chances are high that you will develop some mania. Okay, so people who have high levels of serotonin or epinephrine usually are predisposed or they are at risk of developing mania. The other risk factor are social factors. Under social factors, here we are saying stressful life events, lack of social support, and even environmental stress and poverty can predispose a person to mood disorders like mania. Okay. The other one is physiological factors. Now, under physiological factors, we are saying here if a patient or if you've had a surgery before or even a trauma to a certain part of the brain which is the right-sided, okay, on the temporal part of the brain or the limbic area or the thalamus, that can lead to secondary mania. So take note of any injuries to the temporal part of the brain, the limbic area or the thalamus can lead to secondary mania. Then medication side effects. Chronic use of some medications can lead to mania. So too much of steroids or corticosteroids, for example, can predispose or can put you at risk of developing mania. Okay. From there, we are moving to clinical manifestations. Now, under clinical manifestations, the first thing you are going to, or other things which are very noticeable, are flight of ideas. This is where there is continuous rapid shift from one point to the other point in terms of bringing up ideas. Okay. Then here we have loquaciousness, which is pressure of speech. Apart from that, there is also persecutory delusions. Now, what is this? This is a troubling force or belief that is where a patient will feel like they are about to be harmed or something bad is about to happen or someone is about to be mistreated. Okay, it's about persecutions which a patient assumes to about to take place. Okay, so this is a feeling usually patients develop knowing very well to say something bad is about to happen, someone is about to be mistreated. Okay, and then we have grandiose delusions. This is where a patient feels that she's all powerful, most important. Okay, they feel like they are most important than anyone around there. The other one is continuous euphoria. Of course, we discuss what it is, where there is excessive happiness and excitement. Then excessive motor activities, which we talked about in terms of hyperactivity or overactivity. Loss of appetite will be there. Then there will be disturbed sleep patterns. Okay. Then there will be also inability to concentrate. These are people who are easily distracted, even by the slightest stimuli. Just the slightest stimuli, they will be distracted, they will be disturbed, they will lose concentration. Then there will be some hallucinations. Now, what is this? Hallucinations is where someone hears, sees, smells, tastes, or feels, okay, that things appear to be real, but in the actual sense, they are just in the mind. Okay, so it is where you feel or you are smelling something or you are seeing something which is not even there in reality. Okay. For example, You can be smelling something nice which is not even there. You can be seeing something which is not even there. That's hallucinations. Okay. Such do not exist, but only exist in their mind. So take note, we have what we call visual hallucinations, we have audio hallucinations, we have olfactory hallucinations, we have tactile hallucinations, as well as the gustatory hallucinations. So take note of the types of hallucinations which are there. Then from there, we are moving now to medical management. Under medical management, you need to consider giving the following classes of drugs. Number one, mood stabilizers. Okay, so under mood stabilizers, we can talk about lithium, which is between 200 or 300 milligrams CDSC orally. Then we can also give antipsychotic. Now here you can go for risperidone 2.5 to 6 milligrams OD orally until symptoms resolves, or cipralzidone between 40 and 80 milligrams BD orally can be given. Then you can also give anticonvulsants, okay, like carbamazepine starting dose 25 milligrams for 4 weeks. Then you can even move between 50 to 200 milligrams. So give start dose 25 milligrams. Then for 4 weeks, you can be given 50 or 100 milligrams. It would depend with a prescription. Okay. Now, under nursing management, so the following are the goals or aims you should consider. Restore the normal mood or behavior and enable the patient suit in the community or environment. Number two, prevent injury to the patient and to others. Number three, to prevent malnutrition or restore nutritional status in the patient. Number four, to restore normal thought process in the patient. From there, the following are the headings you should consider. Of course, we are not going to look at them in details. So consider the following headings. Of course, safe environment, consider nurse-patient relationship as a heading. Also consider therapeutic communication. Consider also hygiene. Consider nutrition. Also consider social interaction or group therapy. Then consider also behavioral therapy. Apart from that, consider also psychosocial therapy. Then information or IEC. So these are the headings you can consider when writing your management. We are going to discuss them in detail in the next or the other presentation we are going to have concerning Mania. From there, let's look at the nursing care plan. Now, under the nursing care plan, I have identified about more than 6 nursing diagnoses which you should consider. So number one, risk of injury to self and to others related to extreme hyperactivity or overactivity. Destructive behavior, anger directed at the environment and increased agitation evidenced by hitting head and foot against the wall. Okay, so this is the first one. Remember, it's a risk of injury to self or others, which is related to either you can pick one or even two, which will be related to hyperactivity, destructive behavior, anger, which is directed at the environment or people around, and even increased agitation, which will be evidenced by hitting it, or handing or foot against the wall. Okay. Then the other nursing diagnosis is impaired social interaction, which is related to altered thought process evidenced by verbal manipulation. The other problem it is in, or the other nursing diagnosis is altered nutrition less than body requirement related to refusal or inability to sit still for longer period of time enough to eat and lack of appetite evidenced by loss of weight. So very, very important on this one. Altered nutrition, less than body requirements related to refusal or inability to sit still long enough to eat, and the lack of appetite, which is evidenced by loss of weight. The other nursing diagnosis you can consider is sleep pattern disturbance related to excessive hyperactivity, agitation, or biochemical alteration, which is evidenced by pacing up and down during sleep time and sleeping only short period of time. So remember, there is overactivity, there is hyperactivity. So of course the sleeping pattern will be disturbed. Then disturbed thought process related to biochemical alterations and psychotic process evidenced by inappropriate thoughts like delusions, false things, false judgments, false beliefs. Okay. Then disturbed sensory perception related to sleep deprivation, evidenced by inappropriate response like answering to abnormally perceived call, which are not even there. Okay. So these have been the nursing diagnosis you should consider. So thank you very much. This has been Mr. Divo. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more insights on nursing in general. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.